Thanks for tuning again into KOIN Now. I'm James Shippey, the breaking news anchor for AM's morning show on KOIN 6, and of course the AM Extra on Portland CW. And I've been chronicling these wildfires for the past couple of weeks and interviewing different people from different walks of life that have been affected by these wildfires. And there's some fascinating stories and very heartbreaking stuff. But right now I have a Malika Newman with me that I joining me right now. Malika, how you doing this morning?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. It's been a long morning with a lot of natural disasters going on around the country. Obviously, you guys had some another red flag warning today. I know it's in certain areas, not near you though, right? It's more like Ventura County.
Yeah, that's a little bit further out.
Of course, definitely, definitely. Yeah, well, look, I want to thank you again for joining me, and we're going to get right to it because you have pretty fascinating story. You were affected by the Eaton Fire. Can you just tell me what was going through your mind as the evacuation had came down? I'm going to actually be showing some immediately photos that you had sent me. This is your home that you went to
Yeah.
the next day. Can you just tell folks about this? Because I mean, this is just devastating to look at your home
Um,
being leveled here.
yeah, so actually that was the day of. And like many Altadenians that were there, we didn't have power prior to being evacuated. So we didn't actually know about how bad the Eaton Canyon fire was. We got a call about 3:30 a.m. in the morning that basically said you have to evacuate now. So we left immediately with just the clothes on our back. And then once we got down the hill, we were able to see this kind of glow of all of the fire. And we probably got down the hill about 4 o'clock. I went back to our home at about 10, and this was what was left the same day.
Now that's just wow. What was going through your mind when you came back and saw your home like this?
Honestly, I was like an outer body experience. Again, I'm not trying to speak on behalf of the community, but most people I've talked to, we didn't expect to not be able to come back to a home. Like when you get evacuated, especially in a place like Altadena, like, winds happen. We have power outages often. People, unfortunately, we do have fire. So once we were hearing about where the fire was, there was not this experience of it was going to come over to where we are because the original Eaton Canyon is on the east side of Altadena. I live on the west side. So there was just not this kind of understanding that it would travel and especially come down that far because we're considered kind of like in the flat part of Altadena. So it was really shocking to come back and not only see my house gone, but our entire neighborhood and blocks all around. Like it's still something we're processing and trying to fathom. Just no
Yeah,
one expected at
of
all.
course. And right now we're looking at video that you sent me shortly this morning. This is of your neighborhood.
Hmm.
Walk me through this footage here because this is the street that you lived
Yeah.
on, so to
Yes. So
speak.
there's not one standing house in my neighborhood. That's including my street and the street to the right up above us as well as below us and on sides. No, there was no standing home left. So again, just to kind of help with the mass devastation, like our entire area was wiped out.
Wow. And then, of course, what I'm showing now is more of a up
This
close
is the
visual.
aftermath.
Yeah, that's the
The
aftermath of
aftermath.
our actual home. My home. That's what's left.
Wow. What do you think when you see this image? Because I know what I think, and wasn't even my home. I mean, this is just a complete leveling. This is the whole neighborhood that you speak of. What do you think when you see these
I mean, again,
images?
it's kind of like I'm not looking at my home, if that makes sense. It's I don't it still is this kind of experience of an outer body experience. It's like I know it's our home. I've been there two times now since the fire actually happened. And there's just still a part of me that can't quite comprehend that it's gone. I mean, that's the best way that I know how to articulate it, to be quite honest with you.
And what's life for you right now? What's it been like for you lately, the past couple weeks? Because we want to know, like, what's life for you right now? Where are you staying
Yeah.
at this current moment?
So, I our home burned down on the 8th on the 8th. And then immediately after that, for a couple of days, we were staying with family and friends. And then I was very blessed. A friend from college, actually, that kind of works in the area of hotels, was able to get a place for me and my family for 12 days. So we're now currently in a hotel in Burbank. And we have completely been covered for 12 days. So our checkout day will be the 25th, which is this upcoming Saturday. And then we've also been blessed in the sense of we've been hitting the pavement to find housing. And so I was able to actually zero in on an apartment that allowed for us to have a 1 year lease. So we'll be able to transition this week. We're kind of like moving into there and trying to transition out of the hotel so that we will have at least a place, a temporary housing for the next year. And then we're having conversations with insurance and FEMA and all of the people because we intend on coming back and rebuilding. So that's another
And
process. But
and
you
that
know,
was a question I wanted to know because for folks when they see a location like this, the question is, well, what would your future plans be? Do you want to rebuild in Altadena? I mean, after being leveled like this, do you want to come back to this historically black neighborhood and reset your roots there?
absolutely. I mean, I believe just I mean, clearly about the history of Altadena. Um, it's allowed for us to have a generational home. So this was passed on to me from my mother, and I hope to pass this on as well and continue with that tradition. So it's not even in my mind a fathom about not coming back. I will be honest, I don't know what that's going to look like. And we're hearing a lot in regards to inflation and, scam artists to look out for and all of these different things. And again, as a person that's just living this day by day, it's really hard to process everything. You kind of just got to move along as you can. What is that, like how to eat an elephant a bite at a time? So it's like we're getting a lot of information and we're also just taking it one step at a time, one step at a time. But our intention is to rebuild. This is the only home I've ever known. I mean, and it's not just a losing of a home. It's like I've lost my elementary school, my middle school, my church, the grocery store I go. Like these
Of
are not
course.
just, it's not just, it's like this is literally the only home that I've known. So it's like, yeah, where else would I go? This is my home.
And how
Altadena is my
long,
home.
if you mind me asking, how long did you and your mother, or how long was there ownership in this home that we saw that you lost?
Over 35 years.
Yeah, that. See, these are these real life stories that we hear about. Folks staying. I interviewed some people last week. A lovely couple. They had been living there, at least in Altadena, for 60 years.
Yeah.
And had their home close to the same amount of time that you did. Right now, I'm pulling up your GoFundMe and just want folks to take a look. You got the QR code there on the screen if you want to help donate to Malika and Ms. Bertha's recovery after this devastating fire. I'm assuming this is your mother here. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes, definitely. And I know those are. But was this picture taken at the home or was it somewhere else?
This was actually after my mom recovered from breast cancer. So that we were at a restaurant, I took her out.
Oh wow. Well, God bless her. I'll tell you that. Um, Malika, I just want to say just thanks for joining me again. I mean, we're hearing stories like this and, putting a human element to situations like this. You give us a glimpse into what's going on there because people need to not forget. Obviously, there in the LA area, you guys are facing this every day and can see this, but it's important. We got a lot of California transplants here in Oregon, Portland as well, so a lot of folks care. And then, anyone that views our content, from anywhere around the country or the world is an option. So, Malik, I want to thank you once again for joining me today and sharing your story. And hoping for the best in the future with that recovery.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to share. And I hope all is well with you as well and the other stories. Because again, I guess the biggest thing I want is that it's like it's happening to me, it's happening to my mother, but when you have such devastation, it's very hard to kind of like forget that there's hundreds of people that are experiencing this. I can name at least 50 families that have also been impacted and lost everything. So,
That's right.
um, yeah.
It's a lot of folks, yeah, yeah. So many stories to tell. So, whether it's the Eaton Fire, obviously the Palisades Fire, but
Right. Yeah.
definitely from where you're from, we're talking about a working class neighborhood, and it's not all all big houses, multi-million dollar homes. It's folks working class homeowners, and like I say, your home ownership. That's kind of that age old step to wealth, and people passing it down, as you say, generationally. So, a lot of hearts are broken, but we're all watching, and we're all wanting to hope to help pitch in or help as much as we can. But once again, Malika, thanks for joining me. You got my number, so
Thank
feel
you.
free to hit me up anytime. And yeah, we'll wish for the best for you guys. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.